Hello everyone, my name is Vasilis, or simply Jikis, and today I would like to show you 3 Arduino Pro Mini Shields that I made. We will start with the mini analog board. You can see on the left, on the top left, there's a 2-pin 0.1-inch header. You can either use a header or use a standard Molex 2-pin connector so that you can power your board. This is connected to the 5-volt and ground, so that you can easily use a regulator and power your Arduino. On the right is a 3-pin connector, which is connected both to row and to 5-volt, and of course ground, and so that you can use, I believe, 7 to 12 volts to power the Arduino via the row pin, or just connect 5 volts and you're set. Below that you can see 4 slots for resistors, so that you can select which resistor value you will use for your voltage divider for the analog pins. Below that you can see the header for connecting the VCC, which of course is 5 volts, and the analog and the sensor. You can see the VCC pin is on the left, and then you have 4 analog pins. And on the bottom you can see 4 connectors, which are again standard 0.1-inch connectors, so that you can use standard Molex connectors and just add and remove sensors easily. Let's move to the mini I/O board, which again has the 2-slot connector on the left and the 3-slot connector on the right. On the bottom you can also see the 4 slots for connectors. Just above that are 2 screw terminals, so that you can easily add and remove stuff. I've also added a standard header, so that you can easily prototype and connect to the breadboard with cables, and personally I find it easier to use this. And in the middle you can see the magic happen. I've made it possible to connect any digital I/O pin from the Arduino to any of the 4 slots for input outputs. So for example, if you want to connect the leftmost slot to the digital pin 2 of the Arduino, you can just easily use a cable and connect the top and the bottom of the leftmost header. If you want, you can use a cable to connect any digital pin to any of the 4 slots for input outputs. On the left you can see the ground rail, so if you want to use the board for output, you can just use it and turn the pin high or low, so that you will have a 5-volt or no volt difference between the pins. And in regards to input, you just need to enable the pull-up resistors, which are embedded in the microprocessor, so you can use them to connect buttons, switches, and all that. All you need to do is enable the pull-up resistor to the correct pin. And moving over to the mini relay board, you can easily see the 2-pin connector again. You can see the screw terminal on the bottom, which is actually 2 screw terminals. You can either use a 3-pin 3.5mm pitch connector or a 2-pin 5mm pitch connector. There's also an LED which allows you to see if the relay is on or off. And on the left you can see the selection header again. The selection pin is on the lowest end of the header. You can easily just connect it with a cable to any of the digital input-output pins on the left of the Arduino, which are pins 2 through 9. So you can actually add up to 8 relay boards. The only problem with that is that the built-in voltage regulator in the Arduino Pro Mini board cannot stand 8 mini relay boards, cannot stand 8 relays. So you either have to use an external regulator, or you just have to get a good regulator power supply giving you 5 volts. Okay, now you can see this up close. This is the relay board. Well, let me put it this way. You can see the LED, you can see the screw terminal. I'm using a 2-pin screw terminal because that's the one I have. I'm using a standard header instead of a Molex connector here for power, and this is the selection pins. You can easily stack this on top of an Arduino Pro Mini. You just need to use the headers from SparkFun. This is an Arduino Pro Mini board, and you can easily stack it with this shield. And I can also add an analog board, which is this. And I can also add a digital board. Wait, not that easily, but easy enough. And here we are. These are freshly made, so the pins need to get bent to the right places in order to be easy to add. Now I can just add 5-volt power here and I'm all done. I can program the Arduino from here. This is the FTDI header, so I don't need to dismantle it. And I can also add an XB module easily. And now I have a proper set wireless sensor node. I just need 5-volt here or here or anywhere. The only problem is that because the relay is pretty high, you can't really stack anything on top of it, but you can use again the SparkFun header. To add a bit of height. And now that we have this height, we can with a bit of an effort, we can add even more. If I take a simple cable here, I'm sorting the selection pin on the bottom. I've numbered them, as you can see. I'm sorting it to the digital input-output pin 2. So now, if I stack it on an Arduino Mini Pro, the relay is connected to pin 2 of the Arduino. For example, if I connect the selection pin to the topmost pin, it's now connected. The leftmost slot is connected to pin 2 of the Arduino. Now, if I want to, I can also connect the second slot to pin 3 of the Arduino. I hope you can see this. It's connected, the white cable is connected to the first pin, the brown cable is connected to the second pin. The first pin is pin 2, and the second is pin 3, and so on and so on. So, and I can use up to 4 slots, of course. And if I want more than 4, I can just add another shield, stack it up, connect the proper cables, and I'm all set. And last but not least, of course, we have the analog board. I've added 3-pin header here for power. I don't have a 3-pin Molex connector, so I can show you this right now. You can see the slots for the Molex connectors here, or you should be able to. And you can see where the resistors are supposed to go. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching.